Now, basically, we would like to tell you the next concept, that is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So, fundamental theorem of arithmetic is what? That is only possible if you know the two differences separately, what are the prime numbers and what are the composite numbers. The composite number, the word composite itself comes from the word decomposition. We can apply the even chemistry to decompose our composite numbers. Like 6 can be factorized 2 into 3. So it can be decomposed other than one end itself. But if you talk about 5, you talk about 7, you talk about 11, it is really not possible that you will find only two numbers which can divide these. They are 1 and itself number. So if you know the meaning of the prime number and composite number, then it is very easy to understand the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. What is basically a fundamental theorem of arithmetic? Fundamental theorem of arithmetic means that every number which is composite can be decomposed in the prime numbers, can be factorized in the prime numbers uniquely. It never depends that X is factorizing it, Y is factorizing it, who is doing, when is doing. So this is the fundamental theorem of arithmetic, that when we factorize any composite number, then ultimately the result, their prime factorization comes same, their order may be changed. Again, the application of the first fundamental theorem is the same as the Euclid's division lemma was used to calculate the SCF. If you know the SCF, you can calculate the LCM, you can calculate the missing number. Similarly, every SCF, as we can find with the help of Euclid's division lemma, we can find the same question with the help of the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So, fundamental theorem is used to factorize. Say for example, you want to find the SCF of 12 and 18. So, one number is the 12, another number is the 18. We are going to calculate their prime factors. 2 into 2 into 3, and 18 is 2 into 3 into 3. So, as per fundamental theorem, anybody can go for the factorization of the any composite number. Their answer will come same, order may be changed. Order never matters in the product. Now, if we use the HCF, highest common factor, what is HCF here? Highest common number, there are two numbers common, one is the 2, other is the 3. So, clearly the HCF of 12 and 18 become 2 into 3 is equals to 6. The same question can be solved with the help, with the method of the Euclid's division lemma, but answer of the SCF will come out same. So this is the second component for finding it, and one very important result you always remember, that for SCF and LCM, that is HCF into LCM is always equals to first number into second number. So ultimately, if HCF is given, LCM is given, first number is given, we can calculate the second number. If first and second number and LCM is given, we can calculate HCF. So out of these four, if three are given, we can find one which is missing with the help of the fundamental theorem of arithmetic. So in this chapter of the real numbers, we have a discussion what is the natural number, whole number, real number, rational number, irrational number, terminating number, non-terminating number. A lot of the things have been discussed. Now we just would like to tell you that how we can say that number is ending with 0. Suppose I write here that 6 to the power n. 6 to the power n can take any natural number. Is it possible to end the product of the expansion of the 6 to the power n with 0? Obviously, you have to say no. The reason being, to end a number with 0, we have to find the prime factorization. The prime factorization of the 6 are 2 into 3. But to end a number with 0, the prime factorization must have both at least 1 2 and at least 1 5. Here 2 is, but 5 is missing. So 6 to the power n can be expanded in any way, but it can never end with 0. Number 1. Suppose you say a number 25 is to power n. Is it possible to make its expansion end with 0? Again, we will go the prime factorization of the base. This is 25 is equals to 5 into 5. And we find that 2 is missing. Though 5 is coming 2 times, but it is not fulfilling our requirement. To end a number with 0, it must contain both. It must have at least 1 2 and it has at least 1 5. If any one of the number is missing, we say it can never end with 0. So to check whether number can end with 0 or cannot end with 0, you just go to factorization of the base. You find if it has at least 1 2 or at least 1 5. If both numbers are present, we will say number will end with 0. Otherwise, it will not end with 0.